I'm Dr. Vanessa Lapointe. I'm a registered psychologist, parenting educator, and a mom to 2 growing boys. Connection is about how the student feels seen and heard by the teacher. And the more we can engage in connection with students, the more we open their minds up to limitless potential in terms of learning and growth. Emotional connections are really important between teachers and their students because they open up a pathway into the student's mind. So if we want kids to be showing up in classrooms and really going and growing in that kind of learning environment, then the foundation upon which all of that will rest is the connection, the relationship between the teacher and the student. Where there's no relationship, learning is going to be minimized. The challenge, of course, with the virtual environment is you're losing the really sort of 4D nature of being in a physical space with your students. However, the beautiful thing about working in a virtual environment where you still have the benefit of seeing the face and you still get to connect with the eyes of your students is that you can actually come alongside them in ways that really model quite beautifully the interactions that they would have in the real world. 1, make sure that the student feels like you're seeing them. Number 2, check in with the student individually to make sure that you are going the distance to figure out what they need to be able to engage, and again, so that they feel seen and heard and all of that. Number 3, try to break up the monotony of online lesson learning with other kinds of activities and ways to make it interesting. Number 4, work to pull the home environment into the lesson, so that there becomes some exchange between the screen of their environment and your environment. And number 5, make sure that you are constantly redirecting their minds to the horizon of hope rather than leaving them to wallow in sort of the gray abyss that we're all living in right now. When we count the number of hours that a student spends in the presence of their teacher from the time they enter the formal school system until when they graduate, it comes out to somewhere between 18,000 and 20,000 hours. And so that means that the connections you form with those kids actually last a lifetime. Go the distance, go the mile, make sure those connections are formed. Kids do carry that forward with them in a very physical but also heart-centered kind of way, and they will remember not so much what it is that they learned from you, but rather how it is that you made them feel while they were in your class.